What is going on, Sneeple? My name is Gabe, and today is Monday, which means it's Market Monday. We've been treated very well the last few weeks with information and cards that were booming due to all the past events that have happened. Right now, we're kind of in that waiting period between the Pro Tour stuff, which just happened, as well as the Dusk Till Dawn, couple spoilers we got. Now we're in that middle area, right before Road to Nationals, and right before spoilers start coming out. So in this little time of slowness, not a lot has gone down. We've seen a couple cards move and creep up. Most people have already bought their Road to National cards that they need for their event because most likely it's going to be this upcoming week and or the week after. So any big purchases, people probably would have made them already. Nonetheless, cards are still moving, things are going up. We need to still be keeping track of them to see what's going on. So let's get right into this. Jumping straight into the market, we're just going to start off with Welcome to Raid. Looking at Remembrance, this did go up 23%. This went up from $5.69 up to $7. Drone of Brutality is making its way down from that huge spike it had after the recent unbanning. Looking at this card, you can pick this up for around $3.20 a card if you're just getting one of them, but if you get your playset, you can knock it out just to be a little cheaper. Just pay for the shipping and the card just becomes $2.20. This card is becoming a lot more reasonably priced. Looking at recent sold histories, you can see the rainbow foils sold for about $11.71, $12.45. Regular unlimited is $2.25, $2.25. So that's going to be where they're sitting at this moment. The last first edition one that sold was for $10. That would be a beautiful card to have. Looking at the ones left on the market, one left for $10 shipping. It's the way it is, but then there's also going to be some for $25. We can see that card might still be on the rise and still trying to find its price point where it really sits in the market. Looking at this first edition rainbow foils, still super expensive when we're looking at. And then if we just look at the unlimited foils, they're going for around $12.50 per card. Definitely finding its foothold now after that bannings. The Heart, the fable that we all know and love, last sold was for $500 on the 13th. And there's one on the market for $495 with like $1 shipping. And then if you're looking for like a gold star seller, the cheapest ones can be $530 with $1 shipping. So it's still sitting around that $500, just a little above $500 mark for $530, then $550, $556. Last few sold was for $500 and then $495. So sitting around that $500 mark, just a little above it. Not a whole lot of movement in the last few weeks on that. Arcane Rising, we have 9th Blade of the Blood Oath. This has gone up 37.9%. This is coming from $1.45 up to $2. This is a Rune Blade card. I mean, if you're able to cast this for free, that's a 0 for 9. That feels pretty decent. You have to have 9 rune chance, which is a little harder, but if you're going OTK, you're building up that huge swarm, you might be able to pull this off. We can see the little spike upcoming here. This might be some people getting ready for the upcoming Dusk Till Dawn set. Eye of Ophidia, one of the prettiest, if not the prettiest fable out there. Has not done too much since last week. The last few sold in this last week was for $588, $585, and then $333. Who knows how legit buying an Eye of Ophidia for $333 is. But if it is a legit card, congratulations to you, because that is a whopping good price pickup. Who knows though? Most recent ones on the market is $575, $575. Then it goes to $600, $650. This card might be coming down $10, $20 from last week. It might be stabilizing just a little bit. Let's also look at Skullbone Cross Wrap. In this last week, you're able to pick them up for around $75 a card to $78. And now they may be moving up just a little bit at $86 right there, $70 or $81 right there, $100 right there, $95 right there, $95 right there. So this card might be going just a slightly bit of an uptick after it had that little slow lull. Who knows, maybe it continues that lull and just keeps drifting just a little farther down. Crucible of War, we have Rattleballoons as the top one with the top percentages. This has gone up 178% in the last week, going from $8.99 all the way up to $24.99. Give it though, I did look at this card just a little more because that seems a little rough. That seems like a huge jump. So we're going to PCG Player, which is where most of this data comes from. We're able to look and figure out why the card jumped so much. Because first you click and you're like, wow, it's only $8.69 per card. Correct, but those are for rainbow foils. If you go over and look at the Unlimited Edition Normal, which is the one we're looking at, it goes up to $18.50. We can see the last Near Mint Unlimited Edition sold for $6. All the other Unlimited Editions just sold and they're no longer on the market. So there just was a lower supply. And so with having that, people put them at a higher price, even though you can get the foils for cheaper. Looking at the first edition ones, you can get those for $28, then it goes to $32. And then if you look at the Unlimited Edition, that's where you're getting the $8.69 Unlimited Edition foils. So this card just has the smallest supply on the market. The last few Unlimited sold out, and so the people who had them priced a lot higher than they might have been is kind of where the market's going to sit. Most likely, some more cards will hit the supply, and you'll see the Unlimited Edition non-foil be cheaper than the rainbow foil. We also see Gazy Ages going up. This one up 19.8%, coming from $5 up to $6 now. There has not been a shard sold within the last week. The last one was sold on the 5th, which was 10 days ago, at $470. The most recent listings right now are for $550, so it's still an expensive shard. This is the set that has had the most stuff moving in the last week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. This set has just been on a craze, going super expensive. Let's see what's going on. We see Dread Scythe going up 50% from 31 cents up to 75 cents. Give it, that's not an expensive card. You can pick these up still for very cheap, but people are just grabbing a copy on the off chances this might be the premier Runeblade weapon. We see Sonata Arcanics going up 49.8%. from $5.61 up to around $9. This card is just a Runeblade staple. If you can hit, it feels like one of the best cards in the game. These are all in the Unlimited. We see Nourishing Emptiness go up 44.3%, $6.93 up to $10. You know why this one probably went up? It's that Riptide video we posted. So if you haven't watched that, go watch it right now, because this card is busted in Drone of Brutality with Riptide. I'm telling you what. No, that might not be the reason it's going up, but this card is just a powerhouse in Monarch. It has so many uses. One of the craziest things that I saw in Monarch right now is we go over to our Phantasmal Footsteps. Prettiest card of the game, one of the prettiest. Makes me think of cotton candy. But we go over, we see the most recent cold foil sold 2 days ago for $344, give or take a penny. And then we look over, you can buy one for $340. Yeah, that's where the cold foils are sitting. But if you go over to look at Carrion Husk, yeah, you can buy the rainbows for $180, $185. Most recent sold for $180. But the most recent cold foil sold for Carrion Husk was $390. Let's see where the cold foil is sitting now. $390, $399, $399. Carrion Husk is now more expensive for the cold foil than Phantasmal Footsteps. Looking at the library, because we just love reading books and looking at books and library stuff. Most recent sold was for $280. That was 4 days ago. And then we can find some on the market for $265 and $1 shipping, $272 with $1 shipping. So we can see this card is coming down a little from those highs that it was sitting at last week. The last cold foil sold was more than 12 days ago, so that doesn't really mean too much when we look at it every week. That just means people are not wanting to buy at the high price that it's sitting at. So right now, the most recent cold foil that you could buy for $698 and $1 shipping, then at $699, so about $700. That has barely moved, if not drifted just a little lower than that $762, which was that most recently sold. So that card might continue to drift down a little lower. One thing I forgot to bring up last week, which is still kind of relevant, Celestial Cataclysm Burst Edition Rainbow Foils are super expensive. Cheapest one you can buy right now is $65, then $69, then up to $100, $200. Last week, they just went crazy. I even talked to my buddy about this card, and I forgot to mention it in the video because the first edition foils have gone up. Tales of Arya, this is the Unlimited. We're looking at Bolton Shot Red, has gone up 36.8%. This was coming from $2.01 up to $2.75. This card is a powerhouse in Lexi. New Horizons, if you're Lexi, you're running New Horizons, most likely. If not, even some sweet Azalea list that can play it. This card has been on the eyes of many. Most recent sold for the cold foil was $250, then $240, $230. Last few rainbow foils were $218 and $212. But if we're looking at it now, Cold foils are the cheapest one you can buy for New Horizons, sitting around $240, $241. We'll see the rainbow foils for $255 with a $1.69 shipping, and then $249 with $5 shipping, showing that people have been buying up the rainbow foils way over the cold foils, which then brings a lower rainbow foils on the market, leaving all the cold foils to kind of sit in their place. Now cold foils are a little cheaper than the rainbow foil New Horizons. Fun little fact. Over at Everfest, we see Helm of the Sharp Eye going up 18.7% from $1.50 up to $1.78. This is a warrior headpiece. People might just be speculating on the new warriors coming out and just wondering if it's any good for that set. So they might just pick up their one copy now, just on the off chance that that card is used in it. We see Mirage and Metamorph going up 13%, coming from $23 up to $26. This card has just been on the rise. It's not jumping up nearly as extreme as it was, but if you're an illusionist, this card is super powerful and it might not hurt to have your playset. Revelin Runeblood going up 24.69%. This was a $9.64 card up to $12.02, and people just getting ready for the new Runeblade coming out. Looking over in Uprising, Outsiders, and Dynasty, not a whole lot of notable change there. Still the market just figuring itself out. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, do all that jazz, and I'll probably see you next Monday.